Welcome to Public House, intimate conversations with people making a difference in the Hudson Valley. And now, from Paula's Public House in Poughkeepsie, New York, here's Paula Young.
Hi, I'm Paula Young. Welcome to this episode of Public House. I am very excited because those of you who know me for green thumbs, no black thumbs. I am here with Cathy Lang, who is the president?
The chair.
The chair of the Hyde Park Environmental Committee.
Environment Committee.
Environment Committee. Nice to meet you, Cathy. Welcome to Public House. So,
Thank you.
You drive into Hyde Park, which is super historic, and you have these beautiful homes that belong to FDR and to his wife, and then you see flowers and beautiful stone walls and gardens. So tell me what it is that you do with the HPVEC.
Well, Hyde Park Visual Environment Committee, we're really a grassroots not-for-profit that incorporated in 1972. So we are dedicated to education, preserving our historical identity through the stone wall restoration, and keep just a visual appearance.
So in the 70s, when people were moving from the farms and out of the cities to the suburbs, they were basically just plopping down with no rhyme or reason.
Exactly.
So folks got together and said, this has history. We don't want it to look like 7-Eleven strip mall. We want it to maintain some beauty and integrity.
Exactly.
And that's when you guys came into
we participated in that. And in 1972, decided that we really wanted to move ahead and continue these efforts.
Okay, so what do you do?
We
Other than teaching history to your members, what do you actually physically do?
We plant roadside gardens. Every fall we've planted thousands upon thousands of daffodils that border the stone walls. We do litter pickup, regular litter pickups. We have an adopted section of highway on 9G that runs between Crum Elbow Road and Haviland Plaza, and then of course Route 9. So we really, a lot of our focus is on those two corridors to try to improve the visual look of them.
The visual environment. You know, we don't really think about that as an actual thing, but what we hear, what we smell in our environment, and what we see are very important.
Yes.
My question is now, Hyde Park is a historical town, but do you have members that come in from Poughkeepsie and from other communities who want to be part of maintaining the history of Hyde Park?
Most of it is Hyde Park, people who are residents of Hyde Park. We are really trying to expand, at least within Hyde Park, to garner more interest among younger people, because a lot of us are getting a bit older.
We're all 39.
We're seasoned, and we're trying to generate a lot more interest among the younger people. We're working with the Marist students. They're helping us publicize things and develop newsletters and trying to tap into them. The culinary has their community day.
Cooking with daffodils. So I'm going to ask you, why do you care about gardening, and why do you care about what is it that sparked your interest in saying, I want to be chair of this?
Well, years ago, when we first moved to Hyde Park, we saw these people out there working on the stone walls, and I used to think, who are these people? And then I became really aware of Hyde Park Visual Environment Committee when they asked us to have our garden on one of their open gardens.
So you've always been a gardener?
Yes. Well, I've been with the Master Gardener Volunteer since 1997.
Master Gardener?
Yes.
That's pretty cool. I'm very impressed and somewhat intimidated.
So we then became more aware of what Hyde Park Visual Environments, stood for, and that of course speaks to me. Some of what Hyde Park Visual Environment has done also is plant, in the last few years, probably within the last 5 or 6 years or so, we've planted probably about 40 or 50 trees in town along 9G. And
you have some massive trees when you drive into Hyde Park. I mean, there's a couple of sycamores that are like,
they're huge.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
And when I lived in the city, especially on Pelham Parkway, there were these majestic trees, and idiots would get drunk and drive into them and kill themselves. And the city said, oh, we're just going to cut down the trees rather than cut down on the drunk driving. So tell me about how we maintain them. What if one falls down? Tell me how you work with the town the town government to be able to maintain it.
We do work, kind of interact with them a lot. We're not really partners per se, but them, town government, the park system, you know, we all kind of work together. And for instance, we're
You
going to
have
be
national parks there too.
yes,
that work with
national
you.
parks. Yes, we're a couple of evergreen trees down that really are the town's trees that had put in died. So we're in the process of replacing those. So we raise money to try to replace some of the dead trees it goes to pay for some of the stone wall repairs. One of the things
Tell me about the stone walls. How old are they?
Oh, that I'm not sure. I mean, they were originally property markers.
So they have to date at least from the 1800s.
Many of them, yes. One of the ones we have an interest in now is the Haviland Wall, which runs on 9G between Dressel's and Haviland Plaza. And there's a lot involved with that. I mean, it technically borders the Hyde Park School property, so we got permission from them to try to repair it. It's a huge job. So
I have tried building stone walls.
Yes.
It is a huge job. I mean, it looks good, and then you put like a cup of coffee on it, and it falls down.
Yeah.
So these are stone walls that have been there for a long, long time. So you're looking to get younger people involved. Do you also teach gardening classes? Do you teach people how to start a vegetable garden or how to start a flower garden?
Well, some of our education, at least once a year, sometimes twice a year, we have an education workshop, or for instance, on June 2nd, we're going to be at Twins Ponds Nursery, and the proprietor there is going to show hands-on how to make floral arrangements using the flowers from their nursery. We've had Meg Ronshine, who's a professor from Vassar College, do a great workshop last year on the history of native plants in Dutchess County and a lot of the work that they're doing on Vassar campus to revive.
And native plants are mostly deer resistant, which is why they've survived. And unless we've had some of the imported bugs that are killing everything now.
Oh, yeah. The trilliums, however, really have suffered because of deer browsing, but many of them are deer resistant. But a lot of what we do too, we have a spring and fall newsletter, and we try to incorporate a little bit about pollinator plants. We've started a few years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, on our roadside gardens. We put Zinnia profusion, which are drought tolerant and just great pollinator plants, and lantanas.
Yeah, I love
in the
lantanas.
gardens.
I was recently at a tea that you had. It was very English and lovely, and there were cucumber sandwiches. And I can't talk all day about gardening, but I would because I love gardening. But if you're interested in learning about greenery, and you live not necessarily in Hyde Park, but nearby, and you want to join in, come on and meet Cathy. Learn how to preserve history and make things pretty.
And help
at the
us
same
keep
time.
Hyde Park beautiful.
There you go.
Our Gmail address, we don't even have an office or phone. We're all
Yet, but they're working on that.
Our Gmail is hpvecboard at gmail.
HPVECBOARD
at gmail.com.
Yes.
And that is, so if you, that's what we have. If you want to contact and get involved, email us there.
So if you're under 39, if you live in Hyde Park, if you live in the neighboring community, and you'd like to help preserve pieces of history actually in real time,
Yes.
join.
And
Yes.
all ages.
Yes.
All ages.
Thank you, Cathy.
Thank
This
you
was
very
great
much.
fun. I loved meeting you.
Thank you. Me too.
This was Public House, and if you come here, you notice that we have a pollinator garden in the back, and it's beautiful. And please join in, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Thank you so much. This was great fun. Hi, I'm Paula Young, and I'm the proprietor here of Paula's Public House. Do join me for good food, good cheer, and good fellowship. We are here, we have fun, and we'd love to have you be a part of it. Come on down.